Hello, it's 5 Things We Learnt. It's Monday morning. It's John Gibbons here with Josh Sexton, and we're ready to learn about Liverpool 4, Fulham 3. And
I'm always ready to learn, John.
Well, I mean, that is good. It's Monday morning. We've got our pens. We've got our uniform on. I've got a moment I want to go to school.
I think I might have forgot my pen. Yes.
I know, absolutely. Rulers, I don't know, more school stuff. There's a dog, what's going on?
Not sure the dog came into play. I'm all right with it though.
Remember when the dog came to school, it was like, that's like a Peter Kay joke, isn't it? Anyway, serious business, we're here to learn, so let's do it. Neil Atkinson, ladies and gentlemen, came in, all, like, did it like a surprise face emoji. Did you see his face?
I missed him though. It was just like in and out in a flash.
Yeah, he very much knew the show was happening. I've already spoke to him twice today, he's off his head. Let's go, you ready?
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, John. Alexis I'm in such a silly mood. Alexis Mac Allister, stick and shoot.
Mac Allister.
Yeah, Alexis Mac Allister can shoot.
Honestly, like, so I was sat like in the lower main yesterday and basically like right behind the shot. And generally, like, I'm a bit of a fridge when it comes to long shots. Like, you know, when Matip does his major run and everyone's going to shoot, I'm like, honestly, lad, if you shoot, the things that'll happen to you.
Give it to a striker.
But the minute I left Mac Allister's boot yesterday, like, honestly, like, the volley demon in me just went, yes. Like, out loud, to the point where my mate bent around to me and went, yes, yes. It was absolutely incredible, wasn't it?
Sat up and he whacked it right to the goal.
He's absolutely blammed it. And like, I think there's a million ways that your first goal for Liverpool could go, and listen, there'd be enough people who'd be sort of, you know, happy for just having a goal at the Cop end basically and being able to get a celebration in. But like, if that was your first Liverpool goal, you'd absolutely take that every day of the week. When it was some strike. I mean, we basically decided yesterday that we were going to do screamers only, didn't we? But that genuinely may be the pick of the bunch. It was such an unbelievable goal, and it ends up being a bit of a weird sort of, I guess, display from Mac Allister, like, in the sense that it seems to have divided opinion a little bit. Like, obviously no one's opinion is divided over the goal. Everyone thinks the goal's sensational, but I think there's a few people who had some criticism and things for the midfield yesterday. I thought of the lads who started, Mac Allister was the best of them. I was genuinely surprised when he got taken off. Surprised when Szoboszlai got taken off as well, to be honest, just because it felt like Liverpool needed some attacking impetus. But yeah, Mac Allister in particular, I don't see how you could look at that display yesterday and decide that he wasn't getting stuck in, decide that he wasn't capable of even more blammers, because I mean his first one really set the tempo for that. Yeah,
absolutely. Blammers only from the off, and Alexis Mac Allister really delivered. What a goal, like Josh says, what a moment for him as well. His first goal and a Liverpool shirt, and he gets to enjoy it forever now because we won.
And I don't know if, like, it's sometimes hard, isn't it, to like read into what players put on social media. I like to think that what Mac Allister puts on is like coming from him at least in some way, and he put on something like dead heartfelt about how much like he's loving being at the club and stuff like thanked his family for like, you know, supporting him up until that moment and stuff. And I just love all that. As I say, like, it could just be some social media biff sat behind a laptop or behind a phone or whatever, but I like to believe that Alexi was there genuinely typing that out with his heart.
Or he's at least telling the social media biff what to type.
Lay down on a chaise long like
like you do with Liam upstairs.
It's just my muse, the Anfield Wrap Twitter.
Moves us on to number 2. Wataru Endo can shoot. What a goal!
Honestly, like as I say, it was wangers only yesterday from Liverpool and Wataru Endo. Like listen, I met Phil Reed on the way out of the ground actually last night, and I sort of said the same thing to him.
Really thought I couldn't get any better.
I was absolutely bouncing out the ground, and I was like, "Who's the best person I can meet here?" And besides you, obviously, it was clearly Phil Reed in a close second. So it was like, and I said to him, like, it's a bit of a thing with Endo where when he starts games, I think he really has to grow into them. And I was sort of pleased that he'd come out recently and said, "Listen, it's been harder than I thought it would be to adapt," because I've got admiration for that sort of level.
Jonathan Norcroft's interview is really good.
Was it? Yeah, it was like the whole thing. Yeah, I've only seen the sort of quote floating around on Twitter, but. I enjoyed that sort of self-awareness from him, and also it gives you a bit of an understanding really of sort of, you know, where he's at with it, because there's a few people who say, "Oh, maybe he's struggling to adapt and stuff." I think whenever he's come on in games, he's been brilliant, and he was again yesterday, and it was sort of striking to me that the 2 changes that Liverpool made yesterday that were the most, you know, defensive ones in a sense in bringing on Konate and Endo were for me really the 2 that changed the game, because Endo suddenly gave us some sort of like a basis to build some forward thrust off, and Konate was just great when he came on, and he takes the goal so well. it sort of feels remiss to say, because listen, Endo is not the number 6 that we all hoped and dreamed of, and he's not the number 6 of our future necessarily either, you know, in a sort of long-term sense when you look at the age profile of the rest of the squad. But he does have, you know, a little bit of everything to his game, I think, and he shows that yesterday, like the fact that he can go and grab a goal. I mean, like you look at Fabinho's early career, and you know, Fabinho obviously struggled to settle in, but Fabinho wasn't scoring goals for ages for the Liverpool side. Endo's got, you know, 2 already this season, and you feel like he could potentially go and get more. So I'm so excited to keep seeing him get more minutes, and I hope he does over Christmas as well, because as I say, I do think he's got so much to his game. Absolutely,
might start Wednesday. Who knows? Playing really well at the moment, but it is some goal. I'll take a controlled Wanga.
Yeah, it was a controlled Wanga.
Yeah, Wanga'd it in with precision, straight into the top corner. What a fella. But number 3. Trent Alexander. I can't speak to say.
I love how excited you are.
I'm just so giddy.
Going before the words.
I'm giddy when I'm with you anyway. Then I'm giddy after the 4-3. It's Monday morning. Also, my phone predictive text there changed Wataru Endo to Wataru Endo, which I really like. Yeah, it's quite philosophical.
Yeah, be like water.
Let's concentrate on this. It's a free week. You've got to get your words right. Trent Alexander-Arnold can shoot.
Good. He can. These Predators, honestly, like it feels sort of like I feel bad saying it, because it feels like we're taking some credit away from Trent, but like he's changed boots, and it feels like it's just unlocked everything in him. Like the goal against City, the celebration against City, the first free kick yesterday. I mean, like it's so shy that's gone down as an own goal, to be honest. Because like
who wants it?
Yeah, like that. Like I mean, there's a million not fun things about football at the moment, and we're pouring over all those fun things rather than the fun things. Just let us have some fun things.
Yeah.
It was a boss free kick.
Keeper doesn't want it.
Yeah,
Trent does.
Yeah, exactly. So he should have been given that first goal, but I mean, in typical Trent fashion, I feel like every time he gets written off, and we've been doing this My Favourite Season series recently, haven't we? And we did 2017-18, and we talked about a spell of games where that was Trent's first sort of spell in the team, and it came up to City in the Champions League, and he was being written off so much, and everyone's going, oh, it's Leroy Sané, he's, you know, it's probably one of the best wingers in the world on form at the time, and everyone was saying Trent was going to struggle. And it feels like at those moments when everyone's going, oh yeah, Trent's this, Trent's that, they're the moments he steps up the most. So when everyone's going, oh, Trent's just, as they were yesterday during the game, I'm sure, Gibbo, I was at the game, so I maybe missed this commentary, but they're probably going, oh, Trent only scores free kicks when they're own goals and things like that. Do you know what I mean? All that kind of gear. So he just steps up with that screamer late on, and the celebration's amazing, isn't it? Like I've seen loads of people doing like I think it's like the penguins on like Super Mario World and stuff, like all like sliding into the corner. And I've seen Trent's quote that's kicking around this morning about how Virgil van Dijk never does knee slides, except for obviously when he scores against Everton in the FA Cup. Another teaser for My Favourite Season there. And like I love the celebration. I love the sort of passion of it all. I love Jurgen's reaction to it after the game, like going straight over to Trent. It's just boss, isn't it? Like, listen, Liverpool didn't play that well yesterday, but it's you know, they're not going to play amazingly well every game this season, and Anfield's been a fortress so far, and Liverpool have barely had to get out of second gear. But it's those moments that, you know, they're the things that punctuate a season. We're not going to look back and say, oh, that 3-0 against Brentford was a really good moment this season. We'll look back and say Trent scoring in his new Preds at home to Fulham in the 4-3 was one of the best moments of the season.
Absolutely, a fantastic moment. Some let off in the ground.
It's incredible,
wasn't it? It was for a winning against Fulham in a league game, but I think it was just because like we knew we had to win, and then he didn't think they would get it, and then obviously, you know, all the emotions going through the day really, and it just felt like such a big game on the back of City. And you know, when you think it's taken out you reach to be able to just snatch it like that, and for it to be like the scouting in the team, and them boots must feel fucking great. Honestly, you know, when you put on a pair of trainers, you're like, these feel incredible. Like, as soon as you put them on, it must be like, I'm going to score in these, mates.
I don't know if you've seen the film Like Mike, the little Bow Wow film, where he puts on like these sneakers that apparently Michael Jordan's, and they give him like Michael Jordan powers. Basically, that's what it feels like was happening with Trent. Like, he's put these Preds on, and it's given just like supreme Trent powers. It's absolutely unreal.
Supreme Trent powers. Long may it continue.
It is the post-match pint, our post-match video from the Anfield Wrap.
After every Liverpool match, the Anfield Wrap brings you the post-match pint.
It is post-match pint after a lovely post-match point. Fuad Hassan is filming this on a bus. It's chaos.
Starting from Sunday the 3rd of December, the Anfield Wrap is putting out all of its content for free. That includes audio shows and video shows. You can get these on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.
Could not get better than this.
Number 4, Alisson Becker, can't talk. Alisson Becker saves goals and bacon. I was trying to say bacon too early. I don't want to have a go to Kelleher too much, because I think he's been compared to the best goalie in the world. Yeah. I think you've seen how many times this season that Alisson's bailed us out, basically, and I think that's what's happened, with certain situations in games, even ones where we've gone on to win 3-0. For example, there's a key save, a big save at 1-1, at 1-0 that could have took it to 1-1 that Alisson's made, and I feel like Kelleher doesn't make those yesterday, and I think instead of deciding Kelleher's rubbish or he's not good enough or whatever, or criticising him, I think for me it just really highlighted what a massive player Alisson is for us.
For sure, like we have the best goalkeeper in the world. We have one of the greatest goalkeepers of all time, and I think we can get to a point where we can take that for granted and we can be a little bit spoiled. I think, like, being honest about it as Liverpool fans as well, like some of the reaction I saw to Kelleher's mistakes yesterday, I mean, like, you watch the City game after it, Ederson should save that first one as well. Like, the goalkeepers, even at the highest level, make these kind of mistakes. I think the first one's a little bit harsh. He gets megged. It's about a yard out. The second one is the one that he probably should deal with better. And I like the thing I always think with these footy players, like, there'll be no one who's more frustrated about that than them. So why do we need to be getting on anybody's back for anything? As you say, he's being compared to the best goalkeeper in the world. Alisson is such a physical presence, and we were talking about this on a show last week. Like, Kelleher is probably as tall as Alisson. He's definitely not as sort of stocky as Alisson is, but Alisson has been at the top of his game for so many years. I think if you're a Premier League striker and you're bearing down on goal on Alisson, you almost know what he's going to do, and that's a bad thing. Like, you know that Alisson is going to make himself big. You know that he's going to be able to smother the sort of space that's around you, the space that's in between you and the goal, and the way the goal looks to you as well. Kelleher's not got that yet. He may not ever get there. He's Liverpool's second choice goalkeeper. He almost doesn't have to get there until the day, God forbid, that Alisson does decide to hang up the gloves. But for me, there's no need to be slagging off Kelleher. And as you say, it just further highlights how good the goalkeeper is. That's our number one, because he is genuinely supreme. And as I say, you see Ederson yesterday, and it's a reminder that even if Ederson is the one who's getting picked for Brazil at the moment, there's only one goalkeeper that is the best in the world, and that's ours.
That's it. Goalkeepers don't save everything unless you're Alisson Becker, and then you have a really good go. I think he probably does want to keep probably does keep one of those out yesterday, but that just shows his quality. And I'm sure Kelleher will be fine for these next couple of games. Fingers crossed he's back to his best as well, and we can all see that we've got maybe the best one and the best number two in world football. Final one for me, Josh. Never leave Anfield early. There's people who still do. Someone by me left a 3-3, which I thought was mad. It was like, this great moment. So we're going to go on and win it, and just he'd had enough.
I mean, that's been so quick to actually got out of the ground.
I don't think he did get out. I don't think he got there. But I don't think he'd have managed.
They shouldn't let him back in from that point, though. Like, the genuine should be like a wall of stewards who just follow him
out. Keep walking. Don't even look up.
You don't belong here.
but yeah, I understand if we were supporting a team that was pretty grim, but especially under Jurgen Klopp, there's been so many of these football miracles, as they're known, that how you could ever leave early, unless we're 6-0 up and you've got to get a dart. They keep going till the end.
It's honestly, like, there's some, like, listen, in all these things, you have to acknowledge there's some people's circumstances which mean maybe they have to leave Anfield to beat crowds and stuff like that. Like, I understand all that. I was sat, as I said, in the lower main yesterday, and the experience of sitting in the lower main, like, and listen, like, I sit all over the place. Like, I've just got a membership, so there'll be times where I'm sat in, like, the upper main, there'll be times where I'm sat in the Cop. I've not sat in the Annie Road yet this season, but when the upper opens, I'm sure I'll end up in there at some point as well. Sat in the Kenny this season, like. There's something about the lower main, I think, which is particularly bad for all these things. Like, so many people left before, like, basically, like, almost straight after Fulham scored yesterday. Pretty much, it felt like in my head, looking back anyway. So many people, like, willing to give up on the team. So many people slagging off the team. Me and my mate, like, trying to get songs going. And Ben, you've met Ben. He's a loud lad. He should be the sort of lad who can like egg anybody on to get into a song. And, like, nobody's singing. And listen, like, I understand it's a Sunday afternoon, it's freezing cold, like, all the sort of elements are going against us, but, like, there's things you can do at Anfield to literally warm yourself up. And for me, like, standing up and getting involved in the game and singing and shouting and calling the referee a helmet, like, they're all things that can get you stuck into the game. And people just sort of being, like, sat there and not backing the team, and then, as I say, leaving before the team even have the chance to get themselves back into the game. Like, it's all really disappointing. And I think the atmosphere thing is dead overblown, because I don't think there was a point in time where like the atmosphere was like always boss. Like there's been games in the past where like even in like the sort of 70s and 80s, like there'd be games where Anfield wouldn't be full to capacity for you know, sort of lower league opposition or teams who are lower down in the league than Liverpool. So I don't buy into this whole like, oh, the atmosphere is way worse than it used to be or any of that sort of thing. But like if this is a call to arms for the lower main, like honestly, like take a look in the mirror on that Sunday morning before you go to Anfield and say, can I back the team today? And if you don't, and if you're going to leave on 85, just pass on your ticket, please, because like someone would have absolutely loved to have been there yesterday. Like I love being there yesterday, and like seeing people, you know, slagging off Kelleher, slagging off some of the players, and all these kinds of things. Like we just won 4-3, and as I say, like seasons are punctuated by these moments, so fucking get behind the lads.
Yeah, you can't always be brilliant, but what you can always do is try and be positive, try and support, and like Josh says, it's not always going to be, you know, Barcelona atmospheres, but if it can be a supportive atmosphere, if we can stick with them, then they can do incredible things. That's what they've proved over the years. Listen, me and Josh have done an incredible thing this morning. I feel I couldn't get most of me words out, but Josh was great. That has been 5 things from Liverpool 4, Fulham 3. There was a decent finish. We'll go with that. Up the Reds.